Hello. Today's video is on the topic of narcissists and food. Many of us who grew up with narcissistic parents ended up with food issues or even full-blown eating disorders. This usually isn't because we were using some poor coping skills to deal with the abuse. It's usually because many narcissists are obsessed with food and they put their own issues onto their children. Some narcissists hoard food, not even wanting to share with their own child. Some complain incessantly about what their child eats or doesn't eat. Some expect and even demand that their child like and dislike the same foods the parent likes and dislikes. When the child has a different opinion, the parent invalidates and criticizes the child. Some force their child to eat when they're not hungry and then complain because they did eat. Many parents also criticize their child's weight extremely harshly, ridiculing the child for being too fat or too skinny even when the child's at a healthy weight. Some narcissistic parents even withhold food from their child as a punishment. Growing up in this kind of madness definitely creates food issues for a child. How could it not? I grew up hearing how fat I was from my mother ever since I can remember. Looking at childhood pictures now, though, I really don't see a fat child. I see a normal child. At least I do now. When I was a child, though, I saw somebody incredibly fat and disgusting. So much so, I went through anorexia at about age 10 and then later bulimia in my teens. My mother also criticized what I ate and how I ate my entire life. According to her, I either ate way too much or ate way too little and was just wasting her money on food. I was always wrong. She even made me eat when I didn't want to, and sometimes she called me a hog if I ate the last of something, like the last cookie in a box. She also encouraged emotional eating. Sad, have a snack. Happy, celebrate by having a snack. Angry, eat, it'll make you feel better. I also wasn't even allowed in my mother's kitchen growing up, and neither was my father. The kitchen was my mother's private domain, and no one was allowed to enter into it unless they wanted to face her wrath. I bet some of you can relate to some or maybe even all of my story. I think the reason so many narcissists behave so crazily about food boils down to narcissistic supply. Food is necessary for life. Eating is a way to take care of yourself. Narcissists never want their victims to do anything good for themselves, since it might contribute to healthy self-esteem, and that is something they refuse to allow their victims to have. Supply is gained if they can tear apart someone's self-esteem or even just prevent them from gaining any boost to it. Plus, parents can control what their children eat, and control is a great way to provide a narcissist with supply. Projection can also be why narcissistic parents behave this way with food. If your narcissistic mother has her own food issues, she's not going to deal with them like a normal person would. Instead, she'll try to put them on you so she can get mad and upset about them, while at the same time refusing to take any responsibility for them. This certainly happened with my mother. She was raised by her own narcissistic mother, and one of the coping skills her mother taught her was to turn to food. My mother's maintained that skill as an adult, and judging by how she's been with me, is apparently very bothered by it. Personally, I'm still trying to sort out my own food issues, since most of the time I just don't want to eat. But at least it's better than it once was. It's a long journey towards healing in this area. God's truly helped me a great deal with it, though. He helped me to understand that my mother did wrong with me in this area, and that the things that she said and accused me of were very wrong. He's also helped me to understand food better and reject the really terrible teachings I received about it growing up. He can do the same for you. Turn to God. Ask Him to help you heal in this area and to teach you whatever it is you need to know. He loves you so much and will be more than happy to do so. And also, don't forget to question things. Ask yourself if your beliefs make sense, or is this simply your parents' belief that you have blindly accepted? Thank you for watching my video, and I'll see you next time.